Good morning. Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the Birmingham City Council, October 12th, 2021 at 9:30. We're going to have an invocation by Councilor Woods and Pledge of Allegiance by Councilor Parker. Everyone could please stand.
Bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we come before you once again and thank you for the opportunity to first serve, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to be able to stand and represent the people of Birmingham, Lord. We ask that you guide our ability to make great decisions, Lord. I ask that you watch over everybody, keep everybody safe, Lord. I ask that you remove violence from the hearts of the people in this city, Lord. I ask that you continue to lead us and guide us as we go forward. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How about yourself? Okay. Councilmember Abbott. Councilmember Hilliard. Councilmember Hoyt. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Smitherman. Hi. Good morning. Councilmember Williams.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Woods.
Present.
President Pro Tem Alexander.
Good morning, President.
Good morning. And Council President Parker.
Good morning. Good morning. The minutes are not ready from May 4th, 2021 through October 5th, 2021. Morning, Mr. Mayor. You need it.
Morning.
All right, we're going to come back to the mayor. I think there's no report from the mayor's office. A couple of things before we go to the consent agenda. Regarding, I think I see some of the neighborhood leaders here regarding the libraries. We did receive communication on Friday and also again on yesterday that the library board's item for the proposed closing of East Inslee, Titusville, and North Avondale, that item will not be on the agenda for the 4:30 Zoom call today. I know on Friday they sent out a communication, but they did send a communication out on yesterday. We can make those letters provided, but that is through the library board, and that having their scheduled 4:30 meeting today. And so I just wanted to kind of make that note. I saw someone wanted to speak about the library closings, but I wanted to just kind of give that update that we did receive a letter from the library board on yesterday regarding the issue with the closing of the library. So you can't? Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Just real quick, just to recap, the item dealing with the library closes, the library board has decided not to take that item up today as relates to for the proposed 4 libraries that they were proposing to close. And they'll need to seek consultation with the mayor, the council, neighborhood officers, and the community on what the next steps are. So just wanted to notify everyone about that. Yes, ma'am.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is, council appoints the library board. You approve their budget.
answer that. No, ma'am. The first time that we received communication was about 5:30 p.m. on Friday afternoon. We received a letter from the library board stating their desires to have a 4:30 meeting today by Zoom, via Zoom, to take up the closing of those 4 libraries I mentioned. So that was the first time I was made aware of it, based on the letter they emailed on Friday about 5:30 p.m. last Friday.
Well, then, I know that they are accountants, and I know that they make decisions. But the fact of the matter is, and I know I'm disrupting your counsel.
That's okay.
And I apologize.
That's okay, though.
But the fact of the matter is that if this board can make those kind of decisions without any input from the community, nobody knew that they were going to close those 4 libraries. And one of the things I have heard in the community is that nobody uses the libraries. I'm going to say, I don't care if nobody ever goes. The fact of the matter is that when the city has libraries and you're trying to buy a house, one of the things you look for are churches, schools, libraries, places to eat, and other amenities. They didn't talk to the neighborhood people. They didn't even talk to us.
Yes, ma'am, you're correct.
I'm going to say, I think the mayor needs to ask for their resignation. Everybody on that board needs to submit their resignation. Instead of having a meeting today, they need to submit their resignation at 4 o'clock. They need to resign.
Yes, ma'am. Let me just make one comment, and we'll move on. There are some things that this council can do and was prepared to do before the meeting at 4:30 today, including taking up. Some of the board members' terms have expired, and some will be expired fairly soon. So I just simply say there are tools that we'll be examining, and we're going to leave this, Ms. Mosley, we got to move on, but we're examining all options, and I'm going to let the mayor speak, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the meeting. But there are tools that we will utilize at the appropriate time. Before.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Mr. President, if it's okay with you, I'll let you get with your meeting. I will take these folk out who are concerned about the libraries, have a conversation with them, and let them come back on their own time. I'm going to go deeper with them, and you can go forward with your meeting.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I do think that it's inappropriate for us to throw the board members under the bus because they are only dealing with the physical building problems that they have. They are not the evil empire. So I don't want people to leave the meeting thinking that they are horrible people who are trying to do something mean to the city of Birmingham.
Oh, I didn't say that they were mean.
No, I didn't say
Okay.
that you said that. I'm saying we just don't want to leave the public who listens to us with the impression that there is anything wrong with our library board, because there's not.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, Ms. Mosley. Ms. Mosley, come on, let's get some order here. We would simply say yes, ma'am, there are board members whose terms have expired, and we will deal with them accordingly. We'll go from there. But overall, there are good people on the board. I think sometimes they just kind of put the cart before the horse.
That's possibly true, but
Okay.
they are all fine people as far as
agree with
I
that.
know, and I just don't want to leave the public with the impression that they are wrongdoers, because they're not.
Oh, we can agree on that. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All righty. Let's go through the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please.
Okay, yes, sir. The consent agenda begins on page 3 with items 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we go over to page 4, items 7, 8, and 9. Then we go over to page 19 with item 10. Page 20, items 11, 12, and 13. Page 21, items 14, 15, 16, and 17. On page 22, items 18, 19, and 20. Page 23, items 21, 22, and 23. Page 24, items 24, 25, and 26. Page 25, items 27, 28, and 29. And on item number 29 on page 25, the wording has been amended. And the resolution is being amended. If you don't mind, can I read this item so you can see where the changes is coming? Okay. A resolution authorizing the mayor to investigate and prosecute any and all potential claims that the city may have in civil litigation in connection with qualified providers that have contracted with the city of Birmingham pursuant to the Guaranteed Energy Cost Savings Act and have breached their statutory or contractual obligations to the city, and to retain outside attorneys as needed. Then we'll go down to a flat contingent fee of 33% of the final recovery, and the city shall not be liable for either fees or costs incurred in connection with this matter unless there is a recovery. So this section that goes from a contingency fee through the last word settlement is being removed. And that's item number 29 on page 25.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
who might those vendors be? 'Cause I don't know.
We're going through the consent agenda.
Okay, well, I'll just wait till the end.
So you're making reference to item 29?
Yeah, go ahead. That's okay. I can pull it off.
Okay.
Okay, now we move over to page 26, item 30. On item 30, the amount is changing to $40,000. We're adding an additional $500 for Huffman High School for the boys basketball team, and this $500 is coming from District 1 discretionary funds. Next on on page 26 is item 31. On that item, on the first line, the code section is changing. It should be 11-54B-1, and that will be, it's noted on that first line, so you'll change that. This was also added to the Budget and Finance Committee. That was recommended by the Budget and Finance Committee. Then we have item 32, which was also recommended by the Budget and Finance Committee. Then we go to page 27. We have items 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. On page 28, we have items 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43. On page 29, we have items 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49. Page 30, we have items 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54. On page 31, we have items 55, 56, 57, and 58. And please note on item number 57, the third line, there was a typo. It should say FY 20-17. That should be FY 20-17 instead of FY 0-17. We go over to page 32, items 59, 60, 61, and 62. Page 33, we have items 63, 64, 65, 66, and 67. And that completes the consent agenda. And you should also, your addendum was emailed to you last night and another copy given to you this morning.
Okay. All right, where do you want to start? This end down here? Council Woods, we'll start with you. Council Hilliard. Everybody's good. Councilor Williams, President Pro Tem. Yes, sir.
Sir, I'd like to remove item 27 from consent.
Okay. Is that all? Councilor Rhodes?
Yes, I'd like to, on that same page, I'd like to remove items 28 and 29 from consent. And also item 61 on page 32.
Okay, so 27, 28, 29, is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
his was 27,
Yeah,
mine were
and
28.
then the other one
28,
was 60.
And 61.
Okay. All right. Council Smith, I know you're good. Okay. All right. Council Hoyt, you wrapping? Close us out.
Yeah, Mr. President, I thought you would start down on this end first.
Well,
That's
I
okay.
was looking. No,
That's
I was
okay.
down there
That's
looking,
okay.
and you were
I'm just
still
kidding.
going through. So I was giving you
kidding. I'm
ample
just kidding.
time. I did look down there, and you were still going through. So
Yeah, well, and I'd like to remove items 68. I'm withdrawing that item.
you doing what now?
I'm withdrawing that item.
Okay. All righty.
Okay.
And
It's not on the consent, but I'll make a note.
No, but he's just withdrawing it, so, okay. All righty. Good. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in public hearings so request. If so, such item or items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. So,
Motion. Motion.
Second.
on 70 or 71, did you all want to put those on consent?
Where are they?
One is dealing with a, I think just a special event, and the other one is dealing with discretionary.
I'm sorry, I would like to put item 71. Thank you.
Okay. Can we do 70 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so 70, 71 as well, Madam Clerk.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're ready.
Sure, I got those on here. Okay, the vote had, go back. Make sure I got the
It's
vote.
not showing up on my thing.
Okay, the vote has started.
It's
Council,
not
you
showing up
voted?
on mine, so I haven't voted yet, but my vote would be yes.
Okay, Council, you're voting no on the consent?
No,
agenda?
Okay. All right.
I'm just kidding. Yes.
All right. All right, the consent agenda passes unanimously. All righty.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I believe that the attorney for item 1 is not here yet. Is there any way we can go out of order and put item 1 a little bit later?
Yeah. All right, Madam Clerk, if you'll call up, was it 27? I think it's 28, 29.
Yes, sir. Okay, item 27 is on page 25. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a vendor agreement with Kinetic Communications LLP to provide website maintenance and enhancements for the www.birminghamal.gov website and its subpages for a 3-year term from fiscal year 2022 through fiscal year 2024 and an amount not to exceed $57,600.
Move the item.
All right.
Thank you, President Parker. So my question is what are we going to do differently with the city's website moving forward? Because I think anybody who's tried to use the city's website will discover that there's a lot left to be desired. And, you know, in my opinion, there is a lot of room for improvement. So what improvements will we be doing with Kinetic? I mean, they've had the contract for the city's website for quite some time, I believe. And, you know, perhaps they've been performing to the best of their abilities with the resources that they've been given, but you know, before we move forward with them, I'd like to know, you know, are we going to maintain the status quo, or are we going to try and make the city website better moving forward?
Morning, Chief.
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, members of the council. Councilor O'Quinn, Mr. Mitchell can speak to the agreement itself in terms of functionality and operations. We can have both Patrick McClendon and Rick Journey. Patrick McClendon from our IMS department and Rick Journey from our Office of Public Information to speak to specific questions about functionality and things that you'd like to see either enhanced or improved. So if there are specific things that you'd like to see, we can have both of them speak to those. But Mr. Mitchell can speak to the agreement itself if you have questions about that. We'll get them down to answer questions you may have about enhancements.
You have any questions on the agreement? We can always table until they get here, Chief, and come back if you want to.
Well, I mean, you know, I'll speak to one particular issue, you know, that I've heard from a lot of folks is that when you go to the city's website and you're looking for a particular piece of information, it is often difficult, if not impossible, to try and find it. Take, for example, you know, the city's street paving plan and trying to figure out, you know, what's on the paving list for this year versus next year versus the following year. You're better off going to Google and trying to search using Google as your search engine rather than going on the city website itself and trying to find that type of information. You know, I'll give you another instance of I was looking for a trash and brush schedule, and I actually found the information that I was looking for, but it was labeled from like 2019, but it was for a quarter of 2021. So, you know, those types of things don't reflect well on the city, and you know, if we're gonna go forward with another 3 years with the same, you know, company managing our website, then, you know, what are we doing differently with them to address those types of issues and actually make some improvements and allow, do things to make the city website function better for citizens, because a lot of folks do turn to it when they're looking for information.
Okay, hold that thought. Thing.
Yes, sir. So Mr. Patrick McClendon, who heads our IMS department, and Rick Journey are here. So in terms of enhancements, functionality, Counselor, one, they can give an overview, and then we can do follow-up with you all on specific issues that you've seen that you'd like a new level of resolution. So Mr. McClendon, Mr. Journey, if you could.
Good morning, councilors. I'm Patrick McClendon. I serve as director of IMS. How's this, better? Okay. I don't disagree with a lot of what you're saying. I know that our website could use some improvements. We haven't had a contract in place for a while with a vendor. We've used Kinetic on an emergency basis. This is to put an actual signed agreement in place with a monthly value, kind of as a retainer, so that they can do maintenance for us. But also we're working in IMS to develop the internal staff and a plan for making the website much better. As you know, or as you may have heard, one of our goals is to create a digital city hall, the Excella project, the new 311 project, things like that, so that a citizen can use our website to do almost anything that they would ever have to do to come to City Hall. A key part of that I feel we're a little behind on, but we're working to catch up, is the overall web presence itself. Rick Journey and I have been talking a lot about what we might do in the future for a website, for a complete redesign, to have better search engine optimization, to have a functional internal search capability on the site. This agreement here is to put in place a maintenance schedule so that we can have what we have right now running properly. Our desire is to also look at bidding or otherwise acquiring professional services to completely redesign our website. And we've been talking through what that means and what that might mean in terms of the scope of, or the order of magnitude of a spend, what's going to be the right thing to do there. But yeah, we do need improvements on our website, I agree.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I really love Dr. O'Quinn because he's so judicious in his words he chooses, and he makes everything sound so nice. We've got the worst website of any city in America, I'm fairly certain, because I try to search on it all the time. I get so frustrated. It just makes me angry every time I try to use it because I can never find much of anything. And when I find it, it's usually inaccurate. Like the departments, if they're in charge of their own information, apparently they don't ever look at it because some of it is ancient and inaccurate. So, you know, I appreciate Dr. O'Quinn, but my frustration level is such that, and when I advise residents to look at it, I'm always scared that they're going to call me back and tell me what they think. The sidewalk plan, the paving plan, the zoning ordinance, a normal person can't find diddly on our website. And when they do find it, it's wrong. So, besides maintenance, you know, we need to light a fire under someone and get this thing moving. It is an embarrassment. We have a forward-looking administration, and we've got this website that makes us look like we're, you know, it's just too frustrating for words. So the sooner we can do something, you know, we need to, you know, can we use COVID money for this? We can use it for prisons. You know, we need to do something. We need to do something now instead of talking about it like forever, because it is so horrible. It is just so horrible. So I realize a website isn't the be-all to end-all, but when you're in the middle of a pandemic everyone wants to find information electronically. They don't want to come down here and have to ask somebody. So, you know, if we need to throw money at it, let's do that, but let's do something that actually has an impact instead of, you know, monthly maintenance of something that's not worth maintaining. I mean, I'm not sure if we didn't have a website, we wouldn't be better off. And I realize that's a stretch. But it is just, if you're trying to find information, you just will pull all your hair out. And I'm not as kind as Dr. O'Quinn, but I'm just frustrated because I look at it all the time and it just makes me crazy. That's what happened to me. So,
Our hope is to, I'm sorry.
Sooner would be better than later.
Yes, Council.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am. Are there others on this item? Okay. All right.
The nice way and the not so nice way.
All right. All right, Madam Clerk.
The vote has started.
Okay. Or is that everybody? Okay. All right.
Councilor Abbott. Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. That item passes. We're going to, if you all will, we're going to go in and out of order. We have a presentation by Dr. Quinn, where we have a presentation that needs to happen, and then we'll go back to an item, and then we have another presentation at 10:30. So we're going to go back in. So if you all are just, we'll get to everything, but at this time, we could suspend the rules to have a presentation.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay. Dr. Quinn, you have a
Yes.
okay.
So Sheriff Mark Petway is here with a group of folks, young men who have organized a event coming up on Sunday, October 17th, called the 100 Black Men Deep Walk. These are events that have been happening over the last few years where these individuals go into communities throughout the Birmingham metro area and just speak to the various issues and try and build community. So I know they're here. I think they may be in the hallway. I think they're coming in now. Mr. Sheriff Petway, Mr. Petway, y'all come on in. Please adjust the mic as needed. It's a little difficult sometimes for us to hear, so you may have to speak directly into it. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, President Parker and all the the council here this morning. I'm Sheriff Mark Petway. I'm here just to stand with Corey Petway, who has an organization that goes into the community. Matter of fact, they're going into the community in which I grew up in to speak to some of the individuals that are in that community to make sure that the community is violence-free and the community can progress. So yes, I will be going with him this Sunday to make sure that we have an opportunity to speak to individuals in that community. I will let him come forth and explain what's going on.
Peace and love, council, mayor, staff, city of Birmingham, citizen Birmingham. My name is Corey Petway. I serve as the president of the 100 Black Man Deep Walk, which is comprised of 12 individuals from around the city that have different backgrounds that basically do what councilors say. We go into different neighborhoods that have been stricken by violence and intentionally build a relationship with those people inside the neighborhood to help try to decrease crime. We understand in our neighborhood that violent crime is a systemic issue, so we know it's not just one answer for it. However, we also know that no matter how many resources you have to give to a neighborhood, if you haven't intentionally built that relationship with them, then your resources are not going to be fully taken advantage of. So we've been standing in that gap for over 7 years now. We've been throughout different cities of Birmingham, different neighborhoods of Birmingham, as well as some of the surrounding cities. We just left Bessemer in September, working with the State Representative, Ms. Louise Alexander, as well as the council president over there. What we're here today is basically to give an invitation to you all. We don't need nothing. We just feel like it's an opportunity for you all to come out inside the community, meet your constituents, another opportunity for you to meet your constituents, meeting them where they are, sharing a little hope, a little love with them. We've noticed that when we go in neighborhoods, people say, older people and younger folks say, I ain't seen nothing like this in my life. There have been some older people who say, I haven't seen this since the Civil Rights Movement. We just know that it's important for our community to see people from different walks of life walking in unity, letting them know you are loved, you are cared about, you do have the power to change your dynamics in your neighborhood. We try to make sure that people don't run away from our neighborhood, but they take up the ownership of doing what they can to do their part to make our neighborhoods better, whether that's cleaning up in front of your house, mentoring a little kid who don't have a father in their neighborhood, showing up at a basketball game to, just support our youth and our future inside our community. The walk will be this Sunday in the Smithfield, Illiton Village neighborhood. We'll start at 11 o'clock. I have flyers that we'll leave with your staff in the back. Like I said, it's an open invitation to everyone, to anybody that wants to come and be a part of it. There's video online. You can check us out, 100 Black Men Deep Walk. And I tell people, don't be afraid of the name. The invitation is for everybody, no matter what color you is, what ethnicity, what race, what religion you is, it's for everybody. We called it 100 Black Men Deep Walk because in our community, the men lost their way as far as the protectors of the community. So we always know we'll never have to beg the women to come out to nothing. They always there, but we wanted to put ownership on our men, knowing that if they come, then the rest of the community will follow. And though it's 12 committee members, we comprised of several different organizations, several different individuals. Over the years, I know we've had over 1,000 people that is connected to this movement and that is doing work throughout the city in their own different way that all plays a part of this agenda as a whole. So DA Danny Carr wasn't able to be here today. He does stand in solidarity with us, will be with us on this Sunday. So that's it.
Yep. So thank you. And so the meeting location and the time is going to be?
Yes, sir. So the meeting location is 400 Greymont Avenue. The time will be meeting up at 11 o'clock. If you're familiar with Legion Field area, that is the park with the pavilion right next to Legion Field. We meet up at 11 o'clock. We actually start walking and canvassing the neighborhood at 11:30 and provide a safe space for the residents at the end. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Basically, just coming and talking to folks, letting them know who you is, letting them know you know about their situation, you care about them. We run across people who just dealt with somebody dying the night before and haven't had nobody come and say a kind word for them. So that little interaction starts a ripple effect in our communities of helping meet people where they are.
Yep. So thank you, Sheriff Petway. I've had the pleasure of participating in some of these events in Kingston and as far away as Fairfield, and it's been time well spent. And so I encourage everyone to participate. And it really is about building community and reminding folks about their role in their community as far as being active participants and getting to know their neighbors, and just reminding folks of the fact that we're all in this together, and it's going to take us all working together to improve our community. So Sunday, 11 o'clock at the Pavilion at Legion Field, McClendon Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you all. Okay. All righty. Madam Clerk, we'll go back to now number 28. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. Item 28 is on page 25. A resolution authorizing the mayor to investigate and prosecute any and all potential claims that the city may have in civil litigation in connection with the presence of a certain group of chemicals known as PFAS and PFOS in the city of Birmingham's land, water, or personal property as an individual claimant, as well as in class action litigation in which the city may serve as a class representative and retain outside attorneys as needed on a contingency fee basis, which shall not exceed the greater of the attorney's fees awarded or taxed by the courts against the defendants under a prevailing party statute or obtained through settlement, or a flat contingent fee of 33% of the final recovery, and the city shall not be liable for either fees or costs incurred in connection with this matter unless there is a recovery.
Second.
Okay. If you, Madam Clerk, can you also bring up 29 as well? You
Yes.
can bring up 29 as well.
Okay, item 29, also on page 25, is a resolution authorizing the mayor to investigate and prosecute any and all potential claims that the city may have in civil litigation in connection with qualified providers that have contracted with the city of Birmingham pursuant to the Guaranteed Energy Cost Savings Act and have breached their statutory or contractual obligations to the city, and to retain outside attorneys as needed, a flat contingent fee of 33% of the final recovery, and the city shall not be liable for either fees or costs incurred in connection with this matter unless there is a recovery.
Okay, you took care of it.
Move the item.
Second.
I'm going to recognize the city attorney, if that's okay, Councilor Abbott, about this item here. For both of them. Is it both of them?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, President Parker. It is my recommendation on both of these items that we go into executive session under 3625A 7A3 to discuss potential litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember, okay, he's not here. Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Hilliard.
Aye.
Councilmember Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Yes.
Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Williams.
Aye.
Councilmember Woods is out. President Pro Tem Alexander.
Aye.
And Council President Parker.
Aye. Okay. All righty. We're going to go exec session for 15 minutes, maybe? Okay.
You want to just say to the call of the chair?
Yes, do it subject to the call of the chair. Okay. All righty. All right. We have to go into executive session, and when we come back, we'll to deal with 2 items, and when we come back, we'll continue on with our council meeting. So, everyone, just kind of stay tuned. Madam Clerk? Okay.
Yes, sir. Let me call roll. Councilmember Abbott. Councilmember Hilliard.
Present.
Councilmember Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilmember O'Quinn.
Present.
Councilmember Smitherman is here. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. President Pro Tem Alexander.
Present.
Council President Parker.
Present. Okay. All righty. We are back to consider item 28. I think vote on them separate. Okay. All right. We can do both of them together then.
Okay. All right.
So we're voting on items 28 and 29.
Okay. The vote has started.
Okay.
I see Councilor Williams and Councilor Woods.
All right. Councilor Woods and Williams. And Councilor Woods. Yeah, we're doing both of them. Okay. All right. I think Councilor Williams had a yes as well. Okay. All right. Unanimous on both items 28 and 29. Madam Clerk, you just want to read your item on 69 and then we'll...
Well, we have item 61 was removed from the consent agenda. And item 61 is on page 32. Thank you. Item 61 is a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to execute an emergency contract with Engineering Design Technologies, Inc. to perform emergency mechanical and electrical design services for the Negro Southern League Museum air curtain at the South Corridor exit double doors in accordance with Title 39, Code of Alabama. The total rate the city shall pay will be $4,000 under the terms of this agreement.
Okay, we're ready.
No, we're not. I would like to speak. That's the reason I took it off of the consent agenda.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Item 61, I just wanted to ask if when we build a facility, do we get any kind of warranty on how long it's supposed to last? Because this is one of our newest facilities, and it's had a lot of breakdowns that the taxpayers keep on paying for. So do we get any kind of warranty when we build a new building?
Council President, Council Abbott, yes, we do for this particular building, yes, but this item that's before the council is to help us regulate the temperature between the restaurant and the museum so we can make sure that the artifacts are not damaged. So this is just a small, minor thing that we're trying to correct. But to your first point, yes, we do have warranty on certain aspects of buildings.
So what kind of warranties do we get?
It just depends on the situation. If the roof had a leak, we can repair that. If the elevator went out, we have...
Okay, so everything is all the separate components of the building?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the other question I had was, this is an emergency item, and normally we don't even vote on emergency items. They're just announced. And so I was curious to know why it was on the agenda and it's an emergency at the end of the agenda. Right.
So I think this is something that we just started not too long ago. When you have the emergency, we still have to approve the actual agreement because the 3-1-7 of the city code is anything that's over $10,000 still has to be approved by the council. But the repairs have already been done, but we're just going back and letting the council know that because of that section in the city code, we still need your approval.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Mr. President, that was all. I got my questions answered.
Okay, all right. With that, Madam Clerk, we're ready to vote.
The vote has started. Councilor Williams.
Okay. All right, that item passes. You want to read number 69?
Yes, sir. And just as a reminder, item 68 was withdrawn by Councilor Hoyt. Item 69 is on page 34, receiving the emergency repair notice from the purchasing agent relative to the emergency purchase of and installation of an air curtain device over the south exit doorway at the Negro Southern League Museum.
Okay. All righty.
We still have item number 1.
I'm aware of that. Just 1 second. Is our presentation okay. All right, here's what we want to do. We want to go into item 1. There is another presentation that did commit to that as soon as the presenters are here, we will hold up on where we are with the public hearing. But we can go on to item number 1, but we might have to pause it depending on where we are with it. But go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Okay, item number 1 on page 2, a public show cause hearing to consider the matter of revoking the business licenses issued to Club Euphoria Sports Bar and Hookah Lounge, 7 15th Street West, Birmingham, Alabama, 35208, and to consider rescinding resolution number 2399-18, granting approval for a lounge retail liquor class 1 license approved on November 13th, 2018. This hearing is being held virtually via Cisco WebEx, even though the council is meeting in the council chambers. All objections will be heard and given due consideration. To participate virtually in this hearing, you will need to follow the link provided on the agenda or use the call-in information provided. If you would like to attend via phone, dial 1-415-655-0002 and then enter the access code 146-911-4424. If you join by computer and wish to speak to the item, please use the raise hand button in the WebEx application. If you join by phone, you will be given the opportunity to speak after recognition of the speakers using the online platform. If you join the meeting by telephone and would like to request to speak, dial *3 when prompted during this hearing. Please be patient. Speakers will be given the usual 3-minute limit for comments.
Move the item.
Second.
Okay. All right. The item is before I call on Council Williams. How many do we have on the line? Just 2 people? Okay. I just wanted to, Council Williams, you. Okay. We're going to get to all of that. I just simply asked how many individuals were joining us by phone. We have to hear from the one from the committee chair. He'll conduct the hearing where he will ask the attorneys, the city officials, then the officials from Euphoria, and then at that point, once we hear that information, then they will ask for any public comment. So at that point, if you want to speak, we will recognize you at that point. If that's, you okay with that? Thank you. Okay, yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Madam City Attorney, would y'all like to make any remarks or presentation?
Thank you, Councilor Williams. I have Attorney Julie Bernard come in to speak on the matter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have my speaker turned off, but I still hear my phone. I hear myself talking to myself. I apologize. It distracted me for a second. This hearing, the council had a hearing at the meeting at the end of June on possibly revoking this license. You heard from citizens, from police, and from the business. The council decided to continue the matter to give them a chance to come back to public safety and come back with with some revisions to their safety plans. That's where it is today. The council can hear, the evidence that has continued since that hearing and make its decision. And I'm here if you need to ask any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Would the representation for Euphoria like to speak?
Good morning, President and the council members, the mayor's office. My name is Monica Hatcher, and I represent Euphoria in this matter.
Yeah, so it's hard for us to hear because of the plastic. So yeah, if you just speak
yes,
directly
sir.
into the mic. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And since this very first hearing where you were trying to revoke the license, Euphoria has put several safety measures into place. He has beefed up his security. He is making sure that there is a security officer at the club anytime it is opened. And if there are more than 75 people there, he will have additional security officers for every 75 people that are present at the club. He has limited the parking to the spaces allotted for Euphoria. He stopped the off-site parking. Now, there was an event. The city had a lot going on this past Friday, and people were parking everywhere. So what he is going to now do is make sure that his security patrols the neighborhood to avoid and prevent any other patrons from his establishment from parking in those areas and limit it directly to the spaces provided for the club. He's working with the Birmingham Police Department to patrol the area, to patrol the neighborhood, to make sure that none of his patrons are gathering in some of the neighborhoods, causing disturbances. He checks himself to make sure that the music from the club is not too loud to affect the residents living in the area. We've given you a copy of the safety plan, and it was updated, and that was provided late, but it was just to clarify a few typos that were in the original plan. So if you have any specific questions, we would be happy to answer them for you.
All right, thank you very much. At this time, we're going to hear from members of the public. If you would like to speak, if you will come forward and state your name and address, and everyone's going to have 3 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. At this time, I would like to ask our president, she's not here now, but she's online, and I will ask in respect to our neighborhood president to speak first. So she's online, and she'll start the thing off for the neighborhood. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, what? Why don't you just have them sit down right down front. That's fine.
Ms. Gardner, are there people on the...
We do. We have 2 people that are on the phone right now, so I won't be able to distinguish which one he is referring to, but I'll unmute the first caller that we have.
We'll just take both. Yeah, we'll just listen to both.
All right, caller, you are now unmuted. Go ahead and state your name.
Okay, good morning. My name is Costello Adams-Terrell, and I am the president of the Rise of West Preston neighborhood. And in listening to what the attorney for the Euphoria Club was stating as their safety plan, I mean, and I'm sure the police department has supplied the number of calls that they've received since the June 29 hearing. But I have multiple documented occasions where, and even the manager of the club, documented occasions where the loud noise and the nuisance was such that the neighbors are calling me at all hours of night, and even I have called and let the 911 operator listen to the noise from standing in my living room. And I'm on 15th Street and 1st Avenue. Now, this noise nuisance, this is not conducive to people who have to go to work. Now the school children, I have neighbors complaining to me about their children not being able to get up to go to school because they have events during the week as well. That's a nuisance. And on Sunday, after Saturday night, they just literally made a mess with the church. That's the Grace and Mercy Ministries that's directly in front of that club. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, are fed up. I got a phone call Friday night at 2:30 in the morning, and I'm listening to the arguments that are going on outside the neighbor's house across the street from me. And so I'm getting woke up at all hours of night. I have documented occasions. I have called the police several times, and Miss Ali, who's the manager of the club, actually came over to my house to ask me if I had called the police, which I did. And I told her I did. So as far as the neighborhood is concerned, we are fed up. They're trashing our church, the church that's right there in front of them, and leaving beer bottles where they're urinating and urinating in bottles and stuff and leaving them in the neighbors' yards as well as at the church. The first lady of the church on our meeting last night specifically said that they are now defecating beside the church. These are their patients. I spoke to Miss Ali about her patrons. I said, this is your clientele. And they are so disrespectful to everybody in this neighborhood. And they will park in your driveway. They will park in your yard. And I've had to go out and ask them to get out of my driveway and out of my yard, because they just park on my grass in my backyard like nothing. And the thing about them designating how many people and the number of cars that they have, that is totally not true. And I'm sure the police department can tell you that, because they park all over 15th Street and 14th Street. Right. And they have no qualms about pulling your driveway.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
They have no qualms about that.
All right.
So we're fed up. I'm just going to say the neighborhood, Rising is fed up.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the phone. Ms. Garner, who do we have next?
We have another person who is called in. I am going to go ahead and unmute their line.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a moment here. Why, Councilor Hilliard, you, okay.
I got it under control.
Okay, all righty. All right, can you touch this?
A little difficulty getting the next person unmuted. If you could give me just 1 second.
All right, no problem.
Councilor Hilliard, you going to hit that beat again?
Was there anybody else in the audience that wished to speak on this matter? All right. Yeah, while Ms. Gardner's trying to bring up the caller, Detective Pitts, do you mind coming up and letting us know what calls that you guys have received since the council heard this a few months ago?
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman, from the last meeting and within the 90 days for Club Euphoria, number 7, 15th Street West, there were 4 calls at this location. The first call was August 29th. The caller stated there is too much activity and disturbing the peace. The other call was August 29th also at 3 a.m. The caller stated he would like the officers to ask them to turn the music down at this location. The other call was September 12th. Gunshots in the area. And they want the police to patrol. And the last call was a criminal mischief call. Again, there was 4 calls. And the first of the call was August the 29th, and the last call was September the 26th, 2021.
Thank you, Detective. Ms. Garner, were you able to get the caller unmuted?
Yes, I am now able to unmute the next caller. Caller, go ahead and state your name for us.
Good morning. My name is Carol Watkins. I live at 1604 First Court West, approximately 3 blocks from the club. I just want to ask the attorney. They say that they have ample parking. They don't have parking down there for the type of activities they have. Their activities are too large. So therefore, the parking goes over into our neighborhood. And all of these things are happening to our neighbors in our neighborhood. So they're not of good faith. They really don't care about the neighborhood and what their patrons are doing to the neighborhood. We're not trying to shut them down. We just want them to move somewhere else where they can have ample parking for these people. But because if any of you come down and look at it, you can tell they almost have no parking where they are off Lum Avenue. And at our neighborhood meeting, I asked them to please, can you please just keep whatever you're going to do on the other side of Lum Avenue? They said yes. But now that they're there, they don't care about what the parking that's going on and the activities that are going on in our neighborhood, the gun shooting, the litter, the bottles, the fighting. They don't care anything about that. And that's all I have to say. And thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you calling in. All right, Ms. Garner, I think that you just said there was 2, correct?
We've actually had several other people who have raised their hands since the hearing has started.
How many?
3 additional callers.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and hear from those 3.
All right, caller, you are now unmuted. Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Veronica Mitchell. I am the associate minister, one of the associate ministers at the Grace and Mercy House Ministries. Thank you all so much for taking the time. We just want to say that it's repugnant to what is going on, the disgracefulness that these people have events while our church services are yet going on, when we dismiss parents, there are children that comes out of that church. Parents have literally have to put their hands over their children's eyes so that they would not see these naked women getting out of their vehicles, going to the club, just all type of disrespect. On Sunday mornings, we come down to the church before services because this has been going on. And when we get there, they have left beer bottles with maybe beer yet in them or beer bottles empty, beer cans all out in the front of the church property, right in front of the door. They go and get a concrete block, sit in front of the church as though they're in a lounge. We come there, like I said, find barf. Here we are in the midst of a pandemic. We're finding barf where they have just barfed on the side of the church, defecated on the side, if not in the front of the church. You can't get any more disrespectful than that as far as health sake. And then just the disrespect that they're doing, they don't even have any morals within themselves to conduct themselves like that. So, if possible, if these people can just move to someplace else and conduct their business where they're not in the public's eyes, with that kind of mentality going on, they need to be somewhere out, not disturbing people, because it's a nuisance. as far as the church is concerned, we want them gone. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Who do we have next, Ms. Garner?
The next caller is now unmuted. If you could go ahead and identify yourself.
Good morning. My name is Linda Davis, and I'm one of the associate minister at the Grace and Mercy House Ministry as well. And we have had experienced the crowdedness of they don't have adequate parking. They do not. And the cleaning up of all these beer bottles, cigarette butts, you name it. And as it's already been stated that the women are dressing loosely. It makes you kind of afraid because you know they already had murders on that side that had before. So we don't want any problem. And so I'm going back into the church to tell pastor, tell some of the members that they need to move their cars because they're going to get blocked in. So it's just really, as the neighborhood president has stated, we're just really fed up.
All right, ma'am. Is there a way you could give the address of your church so we have an idea of where it is?
Yes, it's 1425 Lom Avenue. And the address is 1425 Lom Avenue, Birmingham, Alabama, 35208.
All right, thank you.
Grace and Mercy House Ministry.
Thank you very much. Ms. Garner, who do we have next?
All right, next caller, you are now unmuted. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead. State your name.
Yes, my name is Elizabeth Childers. I'm a member of the Grace and Mercy House Ministry, and I agree with both everyone that has called and spoke on this matter. The president, both of the associate ministers, and I myself as being a member there. It's not fair. We have seen all this trash and everything that goes on every Sunday, even when we're in worship. And it's not fair for us to be in worship and they over there with all that noise. I've heard this commotion going on time and time again. So I just wanted to say, as the other callers have said, we're fed up with it. It's not fair. We're in a place of worship, and that's not judging, but they need to. We would like for them to be gone or moved somewhere else because all this explicitness and all this other crap that's going on, it just doesn't make sense. And especially all the trash. It looks horrible out there on Sunday mornings, and some of our men, deacons and things, they have to go out there and clean it up. So I just wanted to speak on that matter, and thank you all so much for having us on and listening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. At this time, do members of the council have questions for anybody that's spoken? Wow, quiet group. Well, Ms. Abbott, did you have something? I can't tell if you're about to speak.
I think I've gotten the picture from the people who are here.
All right, Mr. President, I'm turning it back up. You want to speak?
Yeah, well, yes. This is the neighborhood I represent, and it's very unfortunate that this is a mostly senior citizen community, and they're having to deal with this in their later life. I don't think it's fair to the citizens. I don't think it's fair to even the church having to endure this, because I think if any of this was happening it was some chatter, I was just trying to, so if this was happening in around any other church we attend, I think we could make a decision on this. They've had an opportunity to do better, and they haven't. And today they got a plan. What I don't want to happen is for one of these residents to get, killed or whatever, or shot by some of these patrons who are just going to take over their yard. And you heard it from the attorney that they parked on the side of the road. Well, don't you know that's defacing the city's property? And I want this this committee to be consistent in how it employs its duties. And that's not an indictment. I just want consistency because this is hard. I would have a problem if this was next to me. And particularly, they reap and have it. They don't care. You know, you didn't hear it from me. You heard it from the residents, from the people that's being affected. And, you know, we have a fiduciary responsibility to safeguard our residents. I mean, this is their home and being impacted like this. So, but I appreciate you, Mr. Chairman, and hopefully this council will make the right decision today because it's not right.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Mr. Woods, did you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to ask about the parking setup. I know I had an opportunity to come out and look at the site and want to kind of get some more detail on what's going on with the parking.
Yes, sir. Behind the building, they had him to mark parking places for the patrons to park. Now, we are not saying that they have never parked all over the area, but since we have been doing this safety plan, he's been trying to maintain them to that particular area that's behind the club, that's out of the public's view. And he was also using something across the street, but he stopped that because he doesn't have the owner, and he had an agreement, but the owner hasn't gone through the proper channels to get it approved. So they're now limited to the back. And to address their concerns, he goes to the neighborhood meetings, and he was told at the meeting last night that they have been doing good until this past weekend. And so this past weekend, there was a lot going on in the city, and that's why he is now saying that in order to address that, he will have policemen patrolling the area. He's been in talks with the Birmingham Police Department to make sure that they're patrolling so that if his patrons are parking in residents' front yards, driveways, blocking them, the police will have them to move. And then they will either be able to park in the designated spaces at the club, or they'll have to go somewhere else. Okay. So we have a solution to their concerns. As far as the defecating and the beer bottles, he has a cleaning service that comes. So if they're missing going to the church, he will make sure that all of that is addressed, that they are cleaning up the parking lot. He says that they're not open at the time the church is open. So I understand that sometimes churches might have functions in the evenings, and they may have seen some of the dressing, but that's not on a regular basis. He's open in the evenings when the church is closed.
Right.
But he does have a plan in place to deal with all of that, to make sure that the church's parking lot in the neighborhood is cleaned up after the club closes.
Right. I know, I think there was some discussion about coordinating with some of the property owners or whatnot, just some of the land around the space to kind of add more parking online.
Yes, sir. It's a landowner across the street that if he sees that the parking in the actual club is inadequate, they will go through the necessary steps to get that approved. But at that time, they don't have the necessity right now to get that approved to have them park there. But he will be monitoring where the patrons are parking that are coming to his club.
That answer your question?
So, well, I guess is that something? I mean, has that something that's been in place and came up? Explain, because I mean, the parking is a big issue. Like spilling over into the neighborhood is really the core of the problem that has come up, and so you know, it looked like some opportunities to. So is that, you know, I would like to get some more detail on specifically.
Yes, sir. We think that the issue this past weekend, it was just that it was so many people in town that they all congregated to this club, as well as I'm sure all over the city. But he's going to make sure going forward, especially when he knows, say for the instance, the Classic is coming, he will make sure that police are patrolling to deter anyone from parking in a neighborhood, in a residence parking lot, parking driveway, in their front yard, on their front yard, congregating near the church so that there will be no beer bottles and all of that. He's going to have all of that in place going forward. That's not in the safety plan because this was just brought to his attention yesterday at the neighborhood meeting that they.
Can you talk a little bit about the hours, specifically Sunday?
Sorry?
Can you speak about the hours on Sunday specifically?
You're not open on Sundays. Just come up and speak to them about that hours.
We're open from 8 to 1 on Sundays.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
Until 1 a.m.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Just briefly, I want to point out in terms of utilizing Birmingham Police Department, it is not the police department's responsibility to go around any property owner and make sure that their patrons are doing A, B, or C. So, you know, all that to say is just a remedy is not to encourage police patrol or ask whatever police supervisor in that precinct to have patrol. It's one thing if you guys hire off-duty Birmingham officers.
Yes, sir, and that's what he's doing.
Okay, but it's not our on-duty
it's not
officers.
Your on-duty officers. It's off-duty police officers.
Yeah, okay. Madam Pro Tem, did you have a question?
Yes, and I believe Councilor Woods addressed the question I had regarding my concern is what we're hearing from the neighbors and what you're doing to alleviate or eliminate this feeling of takeover and disrespect for the people that live in the neighborhood, that they want to live peacefully with you. So you've done, you know, you did what we asked with the security plan. It does look like with the evidence of only the 4 calls since the period of time. But what is concerning me is just still this working with the neighbors to ensure that they live in peace and that there's some way you can work with them. And what I heard is what I was glad to hear Councilor Williams want to reiterate. Part of that plan seems to be to utilize the Birmingham police to do that surveillance for you outside of the club. What are you going to do to ensure that the residents and you all, we can live together in a fashion that makes everyone feel safe? Because I'm like Councilor Hoyt, I am having some angst with, I don't want any neighbor to have to go out there and confront a patron or confront someone and then it becomes an unsafe situation for them. So I'd like to hear from you, what are you going to do to eliminate that? You've worked well here with the safety plan, but what do we do to make the residents feel safe?
And ma'am, he has been going to the neighborhood meetings to hear their concerns. So as he hears their concerns, then he will start addressing. So that is why when he heard that they were just parking in their yards, parking in their driveways, he is going to hire off-duty policemen to go to patrol so that if we see it, we can prevent it. As far as he can, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they have each other's contact information, the president of the neighborhood as well as the owner of Euphoria. And so if there is something going on, he would welcome her to contact him while it's happening so that he can deal with it with his patrons or get his security on it. But anything that's brought to his attention, he's willing to address and willing to try to rectify by, if it's beefing up security or if it's beefing up a cleaning crew, because he doesn't want them to come to church and buying beer bottles from his club there. That's not his intent. So he will make sure that their area is clean so that when they do come to the house of worship, they will feel comfortable.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. And then the last we were going to hear from zoning, but I don't know if they've made it here yet, which is why we waited.
The gentleman on the front row had something he wanted to say.
So do you have?
Okay.
So he spoke once. You want to speak again?
No, I think that's it. All right. So let me.
And then if we hear from zoning, Then I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. President.
And while they're making their way here.
Hey, Ms.
Mr.
Brundage,
Chairman.
how are you? We are ready to hear from you.
Good morning. My name is Cassandra Brundage. I'm the current zoning supervisor for the city of Birmingham. Currently, this location is not meeting zoning requirements in that they were approved to have parking on site. The parking, although they have a portion of parking currently on site, they have taken up a great portion of their parking with an accessory structure that has been required, that was not approved, but asked to be removed before they were approved to allow the use, their liquor license to be approved. The accessory structure has come back, and they have also in turn connected power to the structure illegally. So those are two things that are occurring. Also, they have been doing some kind of work at the location without a permit, and they have a bunch of outside storage. So they have received a zoning violation notice, which the deadline will be this Thursday, and I did speak with them on yesterday, and they requested to have an extension of the time to correct the violations. I have not spoken with them since yesterday in reference to getting the trailer removed or how to correct those violations, but they are aware of the violations that are existing, and they do not allow parking on site because the gate is continually locked. So if you have any questions, I'll answer those questions.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Brundage? All right, thank you, Ms. Brundage. I appreciate it very much. Mr. President, I think that's everybody. It's back to you.
I'm good. I mean, it's clear to me that this is a nuisance in many ways, and you're gonna mess around, we'll have a fire and everything else with hijacking power and all that. It's just
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're here, ready to entertain motions or vote on item 1. So is there a motion? Entertain any motions?
is a motion to approve or deny. Which one?
Neither right now. It's just a show cause hearing, and then it'll be up to the council to decide what motion you would like to take. If you would like to revoke,
this is your district. Would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a substitute motion that we deny the liquor license for this place.
Councilor, they already have their liquor license. So this hearing was to determine whether you wanted to revoke their current license or not.
To revoke the current license of this establishment.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, let me make sure I got that.
Anybody else on substitute or anything? Okay. All right, Madam Clerk.
The motion
hold on,
Before we vote,
Madam Clerk.
I do have a question.
Hold on.
Oh, that's
President
okay.
Pro Tem.
That's okay. The vote started. We're good.
I mean, we can.
I'm good. You want me to stop the voting?
Yes. Hold up on it. Okay. All right. Anybody else, real quick? Okay. All right. We are continuing on with the vote.
Councilors Parker and Alexander. Yeah. Okay. President Parker. Okay.
Okay. All righty. Next item, which is, I think that's everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. We're going to now suspend the rules for a special presentation for Councilor Hoyt. Today is your day. Anyway, so before we leave, we do have a presentation for Councilor Hoyt. They've been planning it for a while, and so Mr. Losey, you want to take it from here? Mrs. Hoyt, good morning. How you doing? You doing all right? Good. So Councilor Hoyt, I guess sit back, kick back, and relax for a couple of minutes, okay? You get your flowers while, hey, you just kick back and relax for a second. Mr. Losey, floor is yours.
Do I need to come down, sir?
Not just yet. Just
okay.
you just chill. Just chill. Just chill for a minute, okay?
We'll start dancing in a minute.
We're gonna sing to you. No, I'm just joking about that. Give us a moment, for everyone to. We real quick while we're waiting on Mr. Losey. They've been working on it for a while, Councilor Hoyt. I'm not for sure if you were aware of it or not, but I think it's just the fact that your commitment, your service to the city for 16 years, I think it's something you're going to be all right. Your staff has been working very hard, and plus the other team members. Everyone's been working very diligently with a lot of thought, and
Oh, my sister, Lord. Oh, my. Wow. Goodness.
all right, so we're good now. Mr. Losey, you're ready, sir. The floor is yours. Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot first.
Good afternoon to Mayor Wolfen and his entire staff, to President Parker, Madam Pro Tem Alexander, and the entire City Council. My name is Losey Brown, Committee Assistant to Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt, and I come to share with you the resolution. Whereas it is the custom of this legislative body to recognize and honor those distinguished citizens of this great city who have devoted themselves faithfully, serving the best interests of their community and the needs of its residents. In full accord with its long-standing traditions, the Council of the City of Birmingham is justly proud to congratulate Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt on the occasion of his retirement after 16 years of distinguished service with the Birmingham City Council, representing District 8. And whereas first elected to the Birmingham City Council in 2005, Councilor Hoyt has successfully brought to fruition many of the needs and desires of his constituents in District 8. Under his luminous leadership, he is credited with assisting with the development of various multi-million-dollar projects in his district and across the city of Birmingham. A dedicated community leader, Councilor Hoyt has served for more than 16 years to impact change that has yielded positive results for various communities in his district. And whereas during his tenure as member of the council, Councilor Hoyt served with loyalty, honor, distinction, and served in several positions, which include President Pro Tempore, Chairman of Economic Development, and Budget and Finance Committees. He served on the Parks, Recreation, Cultural Art, and Tourism Committee, Transportation and Utility Committees as well. He has awarded more than $102,000 to college-bound students through his Education with a Purpose program. He has educated and entertained thousands of citizens through his award-winning annual Party with a Purpose event, which is recognized nationally, and honored fathers and mothers at the annual District 8 Man Up Breakfast. Whereas, governed by a keen sense of duty, Councilor Hoyt has served the community through various affiliations and memberships in religious and civic organizations. He serves on several boards in Birmingham, Jefferson County area. Spiritually grounded, Councilor Hoyt leads a vibrant congregation as pastor of Noble Chapel Christian Methodist Episcopal Church in Birmingham, Alabama, united in holy matrimony to his beautiful bride, the former Daphne Ann Colvin. They are the proud parents of one beloved daughter, Maya Kristen Hoyt, and a lovely bonus daughter, Rachel Morrow. Councilor Hoyt is a zealous member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Birmingham, with Mayor Randall L. Woodfin concurring, extends its highest commendation to Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt in appreciation of his conscious and valuable service to the Council. May his sincere concern and admirable servant leadership and benevolent deeds on behalf of countless citizens stand as an example of others who would aspire to serve their community. Presented this 12th day of October 2021 at the recommendation of the Council President, William Parker, and all members of the Birmingham City Council. Thank you. Ms. Langford.
Gracious. Thank you.
Good morning to the mayor's staff and the city council and the President Pro Tem and President President William Parker. I have been working for Councilor Stephen Hoyt for a number of years, and it has been my pleasure to work in District 8. We've achieved a number of accomplishments. Each year we put together what is known as a strategic planning document. That document sets the pace for the whole year. That means that we're going to be doing some things for different people, and you heard loads to talk about the Arch Files Project and the Education with a Purpose Project, Party with a Purpose, and so forth and so on, not to recount those. But it has been my esteemed pleasure to be a member of the staff of Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt. And I'd like to bring to the podium now the mayor's staff, which will be doing a proclamation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ms. Langford. And protocol having already been established by Mr. Brown, we certainly want to salute the Hoyt family on behalf of Mayor Woodfin, his entire executive team, all of our department heads, deputy department heads, and city employees. The mayor felt it would be a full circle moment, Reverend Brother Councilor Hoyt, if the proclamation to you be presented by someone who knows you intimately well, who's had the opportunity to serve with you. So we thought it fitting and proper that Ms. Sylvia Bowen, who serves as executive administrator to the mayor, present a proclamation to you, and certainly, sir, Godspeed. We wish you well.
Good morning, Council. Whereas it is an honor to take note of and publicly acknowledge individuals whose exemplary careers, accomplishments, and purposeful lives of service to their community and their profession have significantly enhanced the city of Birmingham. And whereas the city of Birmingham congratulates the Honorable Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt on his retirement from the City of Birmingham City Council after 16 years of distinguished service while representing the 8th District. As a dedicated community leader, Councilor Hoyt has served for more than 16 years to bring change and positive results to various communities in his district. And whereas first elected to the Birmingham City Council in 2005, Councilor Hoyt has successfully brought to fruition many of the needs and desires of the constituents of District 8.
Under his distinguished leadership, Councilor Hoyt is credited with assisting with the development of various multi-million-dollar projects in his district and across the city of Birmingham. And whereas during his tenure as a member of the City of Birmingham City Council, Councilor Hoyt served with loyalty, honor, and distinction in several positions, which included President and President Pro Tem, Chairman of Economic Development and Budget and Finance Committees. Councilor Hoyt served on the Parks, Recreation, Cultural Arts, and Tourism Committee, Transportation and Utilities Committee. He was awarded more than $102,000 in scholarships to college-bound students through his Education with a Purpose program. Councilor Hoyt has educated and entertained thousands of citizens through his award-winning annual Party with a Purpose event, which was recognized nationally, and has honored fathers and mothers at the annual District 8 Man Up Breakfast. And whereas Councilor Hoyt has served the community through various affiliations and memberships in religious and civic organizations, he serves on several boards in the Birmingham, Jefferson County areas. Councilor Hoyt is a dedicated member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And whereas spiritually grounded, Councilor Hoyt leads a vibrant congregation as pastor of Noble Chapel, Christian Methodist Episcopal Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, do hereby issue this proclamation in congratulating Councilor Stephen W. Hoyt on a job well done. Although he is retiring, Councilor Hoyt will always be remembered as a valued City of Birmingham City Councilor dedicated to both his position and our community. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Birmingham, Alabama to be affixed on this 12th day of October 2021. Randall Woodfin, Mayor.
I think now,
I was just trying to see if I had an opportunity. Go ahead.
we ready.
No.
Stand back.
No.
We're going to hear from you last, okay?
That's right. Thank you.
All right. So at this time, we have remarks from city councilors. I believe you have a video.
encourages every individual, every counselor, but everyone to be able to bring their A game every day.
And, you know, the whole point of the council is that we're not individuals. We don't always see eye to eye. Usually Councilor Hoyt and I, sometimes we're on the same page, and sometimes that we have a fundamental disagreement on usually not the end goal, but maybe the path to get to that end goal. So he has been a joy to work with. He's been a joy to balance out my opinions and the things that some of the members of the council continuously bring up.
Although many of your plans may have been seen as quixotic, your efforts were routinely fruitful, and many of us are still trying to figure out how you pulled off things like Party with a Purpose. You know, you were ever aware of the dichotomy between the archetypal municipal government and the unique needs of Birmingham. And you were always more than willing to dissect it for us, even during council meetings. Even if that meant you had to talk well beyond your 3-minute limit or speak more than twice on a single item. Now that's real commitment.
I want to thank you for bringing all of the extra attention to District 3 and to me. Certainly with all the issues in our district, we need all the extra attention we can get. I want to compliment you on Party with a Purpose and all of the scholarships that you and Mr. Marino have given. That is your lasting legacy on this council, is Party with a Purpose and scholarships.
And we always knew anytime you came into the council chambers that you were going to be dressed, ready to go.
It's those tough questions he will ask, or it could be simply that he takes every item off of the consent agenda.
I've learned so much from you. I always will remember to speak truth to power. I always remember to just have my voice and to speak up even when no one else is speaking up, and even when it's the right thing to do but others don't think it is.
I know you've been one of our senior members. I'm so happy to see you have this opportunity to go, relax, have fun with your family.
But I think Councilor Hoyt's legacy that he's leaving behind is one of fighting for the communities that he represents and speaking up for the little guy and making sure that the opportunities that are available in the city of Birmingham are done so equitably. That I think by far is the thing that I will remember about his service here on this Birmingham City Council.
We'll remember you as a vocal advocate for the disenfranchised, your largely egalitarian perspective, and the extreme adulation you use when describing the accomplishments of your wife and daughter.
I wish you the best. I know the city of Adamsville knows you're there, and if they don't know, I'm sure you'll let them know very soon. Best wishes to you.
And he's also a fighter. He fights for his community, he fights for his neighborhood, and he fights for those that he represents. And so I've enjoyed my last 4 years working with you, Stephen Hoyt, Councilor Hoyt. You've taught me words that I now unintentionally use, like dichotomy. And so it's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you for your time over the past 4 years. Thank you for balancing out some of the perspectives on the council, and best wishes.
I'm going to miss passing you little candies before council meeting to keep us both up. I just admire you so much, your courage, your intelligence, your love for the Lord and for people. I wish you all the best in everything that you do. I know this is not the last time we will see you. I know you will come up here and remind us that we need to do better towards the people. So I love you so much. Like I said, we're going to miss you, and it's not a goodbye, but see you later.
I'm just going to miss that. Your knowledge over the last 16 years have been just profound. I hope that as your great-great-grandchildren will then one day view this, I want to tell them that your grandfather, City Councilman Stephen Hoyt, was a very intelligent, able-bodied, and brilliant man. He brought so much to the Birmingham City Council and to his constituents and to our city and to our state. To achieve so much, I'm just so proud to have served on the Birmingham City Council. I'm excited to see what his next half of his life is going to be like. I wish you well. To my able-bodied and my fraternity brother.
You know, it definitely has been a pleasure to serve with Councilor Hoyt. I wish wish him the best in his retirement from the council. I'm sure he's going to go on and do other great things and perhaps have more time to spend with his family. So best of luck to you, Councilor Hoyt. We'll miss you. Please come back and visit from time to time.
We wish you well, and always know you have friends right here on the Birmingham City Council.
Again, I appreciate the voice that you've had on the council, the work you've done for District 8, and I wish you many, many more happy days and success.
So, listen, we love him, and we're truly going to miss you. But it's been a pleasure, and looking forward to great success for Councilor Hoyt as he moves forward into a new chapter.
Thank you for your service.
I am lost for words.
Indubitably.
And it would be to the height of folly to think that I could adequately thank you all for these years of serving with you. Has been my sheer delight. I can't say enough about how God has blessed me to be able to serve his people from our vantage point and to be able to impact and to be transformative when it comes to people's lives, because their lives matter to me. All lives matter to me. And I tell you, I couldn't do this without my wife, Attorney Daphne Hoyt. You come and join me. You know, I tell folk all the time, David had Nathan to tell him the truth. And sometimes it could have been costly for David, but nonetheless, he told, for Nathan to tell David the truth. And this is my Nathan. And I want you to know that she's not political. She understands politics, I think. But she has said to me, Councilor Abbott, more than not, she said, I think you're reading too much into that. She said, I didn't see that, and I didn't do this, whatever. And it's just a joy to have that balance that so all of us need in this life. And my wife has been that for me. And I do want to thank her. And I want to thank Maya and Rachel. Maya is going on to do her own thing, and we're very proud, but she worked here. And I would think that much of what she did here allowed her to go to Spelman. And, there's 5,000 girls on the waiting list at Spelman, but they have to distinguish themselves. And because Maya volunteered here in this city hall, it helped her to get into Spelman. And she finished there in 3.5 years, magna cum laude. So I'm telling you, Ms. Kidd, thank you, because you really spent the kind of time with her. And I just want to say thank you to this central staff. And we have a bonus daughter, Rachel, who is equally smart and talented and gifted. And God sent her to us. And we have the wonderful responsibility of raising her. So I'm very grateful. Grateful for all the things that God has allowed me to do. I want to say to the mayor, to thank you for your leadership. It's not a thankless job. It's a hard job. But it's one that requires one to move things about, and I appreciate having those debates, because that's what life is really all about. That's what we do down here, and of course we don't always agree, as Hunter said, my favorite counselor, but we can agree principally to move this city
and to move it in a way that we all be proud of. And I just want to say thank you, sir. Thank you, John Hilliard, that I think his next job is going to be preaching, because he has a preaching voice. He has a preacher's mind. And I want to say thank you, sir, for always being encouraging. And listen, we're going to go fishing together. Okay? We're going to do that. But I just appreciate you and the wherewithal that you bring to this council. And to Councilor Woods, thank you. You're young enough, you're smart enough that you can do anything you want to do. And so I appreciate the relationship not only with you, but what I've had with your family and what your family has meant to this city and the sacrifices that they've made over the years. I'm very grateful for the Woods and the Woods family. And so you have a legacy and to hold up to. And so that's important. And Councilor Wardine Alexander, my daughter's new Sarah. Amen. So want to say to you, thank you. You're smart, you're intelligent, you know how to lead, and I just appreciate the years of knowing you and just taking note. I think you're a good example for our women. And so I want to say thank you for all young people who looked at you, looked to Councilor Abbott, and I'm coming to you, Abbott. I'm going to do you last because you're my friend. And I want to say to Dr. O'Quinn how brilliant you are, very strategic, and I don't run away from folk who are strategic. I think that's what you have to do. There's some folks who analyze, and they call themselves an analyst, and I'm not an analyst. I'm a strategist, and because sometimes we can analyze stuff to death and never do anything. But if you're a strategist, you look at the picture, the whole picture, and you develop the understanding of how you achieve those things. And so that's what I gather from you, sir, and I appreciate that in you, and I appreciate your family being involved in whatever we're doing in this city. And Miss Crystal, I just happen to sit next to the smartest person in the world who hand me candy and keep me cool. My wife don't know she give me that candy, but anyway. But I want to say I watched you as a young person. I knew you were smart because you always had a book in your hand and you always were involved. The Smithermans, if you want to know how to win a campaign, you want to know how to do anything politically, go see the Smithermans. Y'all need to write a book because you all in a class by yourselves. And so I appreciate that, and how your mother and father both have been mentors of mine over the years, and certainly appreciate serving with them and with her and where she served. And Council President Parker, you're the man. Listen, he reminds me of the former mayor, Mayor Langford, that you got more ideas about different things than we got in you doing them in about five minutes, and we take us a lifetime. But you have the heart of the people.
Has the shirt that show it to us, Clinton. I told him we need to order the shirts for us. It's the Stallion shirt from the USFL.
But I really appreciate your leadership, and we don't always see eye to eye, but we do agree that we can work together, and that's what we do, and I appreciate that. And Ms. Valerie Abbott, my first introductory to serving on any board in the city was Ms. Valerie Abbott. I had come there because I had a neighbor who thought they would put a sunroom on the side of their house that was infringing on my property. And because I had a little understanding of planning, I knew that this thing was perpendicular to my property. And so, and Ms. Abbott was on, Councilor Abbott was on the zoning board of adjustments, I believe, at that time. But she was there, and then once she moved and got on the council, she appointed me to that board. And I appreciate that because
we share that in common. When it comes to planning, we know that if we don't do the right things with respect to planning, then we can end up with all the mayhem that we have in our communities. And we have to safeguard it. That's one of the most important committees in this city government is planning. And I understand that, and you understand that. And I just appreciate you, but really sowing into me because you taught us how to be a good politician and not have to work so hard when them 4 years are up, because you show up everywhere. And that's what I learned from you. And so my wife told me, she said, listen, I don't want to walk that hard ever again. She said, so you better be the best counselor that you can be. And so I want you to know I took a note from your book, and that's why I believe I've been successful to some degree. Is because of what you have done to me and the wisdom that you imparted to me. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for you invested in our young people. You didn't have to do that. You spent your own money investing in something that Anthony and I started with Education with a Purpose, and I'm not ungrateful at all. I appreciate that because you did that from the bottom of your heart, and I appreciate that so much. And I want to say to this city attorney, smart, we never lost a case in circuit court. I want y'all to know that. We didn't. We won because I was a good witness. We kept it in the middle of the road. And Kevin, I love you like a brother and appreciate all that you have done for our city wherever you have served. And so you've been a great help to us and to the city itself. And to my friend, brother, Chief Sparks, Dr. Chief Sparks, you and your family has been a real blessing to me. And I appreciate the friendship over the years that we've had. And so I'm very grateful for you all. And Chaz is like my surrogate son. I don't have a son, Chaz. But if I had a son, I want him to be just like you. I really would. Chaz is a good man. He has the Christ's heart, and I appreciate that. But I want you to just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm just so grateful. And my sister is here. Who has always taken up for me. Always. Even when I threw the rock and knocked out the one at the field house and they were going to call the police. She may have forgotten about it, but I hadn't forgotten about it. But she talked them not to send me to jail or to call the police. And I never forgotten about it. And I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, I know. And she knew I threw that and hit that rock out too. But anyway, she was there. But you can understand, she has a way of meeting people and changing the narrative. And so I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You've been just a joy. This is my big sister. Okay. And I love her. And Reverend Erskine is my good friend who helps me in my ministry, who does an excellent job. She's a former associate minister at Sardis Baptist Church, and she's my confidant. And I can't do ministry without Dono Erskine. Did I get it right? Dono Erskine. But she is a wonderful person, and she does an excellent job. And I just appreciate your friendship and your leadership and your spiritual leadership that you give me. So I appreciate that. And Ted is my fraternity brother that I've known for a long time when he had more hair than he got now. And so, he's a good man, very talented. I mean, can write, research. He can build stuff. It makes me look like I'm an underachiever, okay? Because Ted can build anything. And so I appreciate, because he done helped me out. He helped me to move Mayo to Spelman. And when I knew there was too much stuff to be taken in that dormitory, you know, that she had a roommate and she didn't need to be taking over the whole space. And then we put it out there, and my wife left us, and all this stuff is on the Western. And them folks said, "What is the world going on here?" You know, it was too much stuff, and so we had to take it back. And so Ted had a little hatch that he had at trailer, and he helped us to do that. But I'm Jeff. Thank you. And Mr. Coachman, I would never have a career in housing if it wasn't for Mr. Coachman. Mr. Coachman was over the development department at Miles and was serving on the city council, the youngest city council at that time in the United States of America. And HUD was trying to give historical black colleges an opportunity for students to participate in work study. And they were coming to our campus. They were actually looking for math students. And I was not a math student. And Mr. Coachman told me, he said, "You go over there." And I took that one black suit I had, John, that didn't have a collar on it. You know, just, you know, I was hip, you know, back then. And but I was clean. And he said, "You go over there." And I went over there, and listen, and I guess I must have knocked it out of the park, because they hired me to go and be a work study student at HUD, and thus 38 years, 40 years later, here I am, okay? And so, Mr. Coachman, thank you for seeing something in me that I didn't see, but you did that for me, and I've had a wonderful career as a person in housing, and I thank you all for your time this day. Ms. Deeds and Ms. Frazier, y'all do an excellent job. Y'all represent us so much and so well, and so I'm ever indebted to you all as well. Y'all great advisors too, and I like the impartiality that you all employ, and that's good, and I appreciate that. And I think that's it, y'all. And I'm humbled today, and I didn't want to cry because I really wanted to express how I feel from my heart. And I want to take a personal privilege to thank Roy Johnson for the story that he did about me and my leadership and with the Birmingham News. Maybe we don't know who Roy is, but I know who he is. He's a Stanford graduate, one of the top schools in the nation in journalism. And I just appreciate the time that he took. And he would call me to verify if the information he had was right. And I couldn't have wrote that script, but he really blessed me and my family in that regard. And so and he's very truthful, and I appreciate that. He didn't just howdy, but he had me to the T. As my wife said, there's no conflict there. But I just want to say thank you all. And maybe my wife want to say something, because she the one told me that I needed to leave. And so I'm just following orders. And but she has encouraged me. She said to me, she said, "Listen, it's time you spend some time for self." Okay? And I'm going to still be working because I'm a pastor. So I'm going to always be helping folk. But I'm just going to be doing stuff from a different perspective. And so I appreciate that. And my wife, Attorney Daphne Hoyt.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Today is bittersweet. Bitter in the fact I know the City Council and the work that he has done here has been his passion. But it's also sweet, and it's really sweet for me, because now I get my husband back, at least part of him back. So I really appreciate you all, and I just wish Godspeed to you all. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And Kimberly and the Central staff, PIO staff, they're the best in the world. Amen. Best in the world. I mean, you all are just outstanding. Thank you all. Lisa, thank you. And Cody somewhere. running stuff. But I want to say thank you. And I would say this, Cody is one of the most prolific writers that I've encountered in this life. And so, Cody, keep doing what you're doing. And thank you all for this time. And listen, we have they have a little reception, and it's box lunch. And so you don't have to worry about being contaminated and all that other stuff, because I don't want the attorney to, bring a case against me. But thank you all so very much. And I know I'm missing somebody, but charges to my head, not my heart. Oh, Miss Langford, my staff, thank you. Listen, you can't find no better person than Miss Langford. She has been my confidant. She has led my office with valor, and she has led it with integrity. And I just appreciate that. And somebody who prays for me. You got to have folk praying for you. And so Miss Langford is that person. And I just thank God for her and all the things that she's done on behalf of the citizens of Birmingham, because you all know we don't tell folks that they're not in our district when we do work. We tell them after we do the work that we're not in their district. And that's what we've been doing for forever and a day. And I just want to thank you, Ms. Langford, for all the hard work that you've given this city. And I just pray God's blessings upon you. And I love you very much. Amen. And Losey Brown, Downtown Brown, listen, he is the best person that you can have around you, because Losey is like Nathan too. He'll tell you the truth when you don't want to have the truth. But he is a wonderful person, a very conscientious person in terms of what he does. And he has a spirit of excellence, as Ms. Langford does, and I can appreciate that in you all. You have been wonderful, and I just pray God blesses upon him and his family as well. And I think I'm done. Yeah, thank you.
Just to remind you, we're going to have our bridge reception, and hopefully you'll join us over and get our funds from me. And we have some nice food and so forth and so on. So please join us in coming to the ring. We won't keep you but a minute.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Councilor Abbott is
Thank you, Mr. President.
going to close this out.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Budget and Finance meeting will be October 25th, 2021 at 3:30 p.m. Submissions are due tomorrow, by tomorrow at noon. I move that we adjourn without any more reports.
Well, second.
Wait. Just one right quick. All of my staff has been placed except for one person, AJ Gray. So if you have any room for AJ or know anybody within the whole, I hope everybody hear my voice. AJ is an able-bodied, smart young man, has worked extremely hard, and I think will do you well. So remember, AJ Gray. Thank you. There you go, Mr. President.
All right, we're ready.
Wait. I have to say that the Budget and Finance deadline is next Wednesday, not tomorrow. Sorry.
Okay.
Now,
all right, you
I
made
move
the
for
motion.
adjournment.
Okay. Second. Okay.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed.